Hi everyone. So it's been a busy couple of weeks. As many of you probably know, I finished the manuscript for the third book of my Witches of the New Forest series for the book called The Witch's Compass. And it's going to be out on the 6th of May. And I also had another book published. This is with Llewellyn Worldwide, who published my two previous nonfiction books. And that book came out on Saturday, and it's receiving really good reception, so I'm very happy about that. So yeah, it's been super busy, and so I also needed some downtime. And so I just thought I'd share something that I experienced during my downtime. I went to my meditation room. Our spare room also is my meditation room. I have my altar there, and I have a sofa, and my favorite books are in the bookcases there. I have bookcases all over the place upstairs, but only my favorite books are allowed in that room. And I just needed to settle down, to ground and center, and to do some meditation. And so I did. I lit my candles at my altar, and I closed my eyes, and I just spent a few moments just coming back to myself and resetting myself, and then I opened my eyes. And that's when I was instantly struck by the beauty of my own spiritual and religious tradition. That's when I was struck by the candles flickering on the altar and the statues of the deities that I honor, all the plants, the stones, the tools of my craft laid out before me. And the aesthetics of that hit me like a ton of bricks. It was then that I realized how important the aesthetics of my tradition are to me, and how important they are to so many other people in all the different pagan traditions, witchcraft, druidry, heathenry, you name it. And how these aesthetics shouldn't be dismissed so easily. Because too often we can think of the aesthetics of a tradition as just superficiality. A lot of people will just say it's all just surface, the real stuff, the real work is what matters the most. But after my meditation, when I opened my eyes and I looked at my altar, that's when I got it. I got it. It's what drew me to witchcraft. It's what drew me into druidry in the first place. It's the tools. It's the beauty of the language, of the rituals, of the images, of, all the stones that I've collected on my time at the beach and on the heath. It's the sight of the plant on my altar that's sprouting new leaves. It's the scent of the oil burner and the flicker of the candle flame. It's the music that was playing gently in the background. I understood the importance of these things on a deep, visceral level. Because we need beauty in our lives, especially right now. We need the joy, we need the wonder, and we need the enchantment in our lives. We need that which makes our hearts sing in order to continue in this journey in life. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that many of us in the Western world are still under the influence of Protestant Christianity. Buddhists have their temples and their incense, and Roman Catholics have their mass and their cathedrals. First Nations people have their art and their ceremonies, but the austerity that's found in many sects of Protestantism, they have been passed down generation upon generation here in Britain and all across North America. The church is there. When you enter, when you see, it's been stripped down to its bare essentials. The incense is gone. The choirs are absent. the beauty of the rituals is harder for the naked eye to see. And I think that when all of that is stripped away, it kind of leaves us with a longing for the aesthetics. Even as much as I enjoy the beautiful simplicity and functionality of, say, the shaker style, my heart, it still yearns for more ceremony, more ritual, and more pageantry. And we can get just as much out of these things, out of the ceremony, the ritual, and the pageantry, as we can with our work, with our communication, with the land, with the deities, with the spirits, whatever it is that we have deep relationship with. And while my own tradition still favors simplicity, I can still deeply appreciate the robed rituals, the poetic words chanted under the full moon, the drift of incense smoke on the wind, a beautifully choreographed dance and music played. These are the things that first caught my eye and caught my heart when I was seeking a religious and spiritual path that resonated with me. And these are the things that still draw me back time and time again. Because I think we are visual creatures. We can't deny that. We see in color. We need to indulge in that sense sometimes to make our hearts sing once again. We need to feel the rich textures. We need to taste the indulgent flavors. We need to hear the sweet music and smell the scents that fills our soul with passion. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying a ritual just because it's visually stunning, just because it's beautiful to look at. What our eyes see, our hearts also see. And what's important is that it moves us. These memories will carry us through difficult times. They'll bring us back when we've lost our way. They'll connect us with like-minded people. And the aesthetics of our craft and our traditions, they're not just surface value. They're essential. So does that mean that every ritual has to involve these things, has to be completely filled with the beautiful aesthetics of whatever spiritual path it is that we're following? Well, of course not, because we do what we do when we can, with what we can, and we might not always have these things to hand. But in our hearts, that's when we carry the feeling of those beautiful rituals that we have experienced before, with that sense of wonderment and enchantment, when we were truly moved in a previous experience by the aesthetics of our traditions. And although not every ritual will have that exact same result, we still can carry that within us. We have that within us, and we can still seek it out in our lives and in our rituals. So it's not shallow to love the aesthetics of our traditions. It's a part of our heritage, and instead we should celebrate it in all its various forms.